Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Hutan Pantai. This is my, it's my series focused on growing rice. So we are in September, the 1st of September, and you see it this morning. And as you can see here, this long grain rice is ready to harvest. There's no water left in the field. It's not flooded. And we have more rice that is ready to harvest too. So we have the New Holland, got this harvester picked up here. Was able to make enough money to buy it. So we're going to go ahead and harvest some rice. Now, one thing I don't know is if there is any straw that drops from rice. We're about to find out. All right, let's give it a shot here. Now, this is not a very big harvester, but I didn't think we needed a very big one on this playthrough. One thing that I find interesting, I'm just going to cut in here, is the way that these rice fields are built up so that it floods. Getting a harvester in and out of here is a challenge. But we are harvesting our rice, and of course it appears there is no straw. Yeah, see, coming around these edges here where it's built up, that bumps into the header just a little bit, so it causes the harvester to kind of bump around and almost get hung up on the well, I guess it would be the ground deformation. But we're making it around. I tell you, one thing that I've been quite disappointed with in FS25 is the honey production. The bees just do not tend to make very much honey at all, to the point of it's not worth having them. It's just not worth it. You spend more money on the hives than you would ever make back. It seems. Yeah, I don't know what the point of honey is other than maybe having them as a component of some of the productions. It is not worth the time and effort. That's my opinion, based on what I've seen so far. I've had a couple saves where I put down some honey pallets and just did not make enough honey to be worth it. I'm going to run around the field edge here a couple times, try to get a little bit of a border so we have a place to turn around. Again, trying to turn around off the field is just not going to be possible. We got to stay in the field just because of the way that berm, or I guess that's what you would call it, a berm around the field, just would make entering and exiting the field just too difficult for the harvester. Let's move around this corner here. It's a little tight. Oh, I missed a spot there. It's okay. So this is the long grain rice. Kind of interested to see what the yield is like. I don't know if there is a difference between the two as far as yield. Just over 2,500 liters, well, 2,650 right now, so really not a whole lot. Of course, it's not a very big field. I hope this is worth it. Now, there's one thing I've kind of noticed with the game, trying to do things on a small scale, unless you have some really cheap equipment. I know we do have some or did in previous versions of the game, and hopefully they'll make a return. I know there's some mods that have been released recently with some older style equipment, smaller and older styled equipment. So that does allow for doing things on a smaller scale because you don't have so much cost invested in the equipment. But using the base game equipment, it's all modern. Most of it's modern, expensive, and it would just take forever to see a return doing this on a smaller scale. So that's kind of interesting with this rice on this starting farm. All of the fields around the farm are quite small, at least the ones you would start out with. So from a game creation development perspective, it's kind of interesting that they started it out this way, because you still need a harvester and stuff to get the rice out of the field, and that is a major expense. It'd take a long time on this map without investing in other fields to see a return. Yeah, this is going pretty quickly, even though this harvester is not very big. It serves the purpose of this particular playthrough because we just don't have a whole lot, a whole lot of land. Let's do an in-cab view for here for just a few moments. A lot quieter in-cab. So I've been thinking about this particular playthrough. I'm not thrilled with the map. Really, none of the base game maps does it for me on this version of the game, and that's just my personal preference. So nothing wrong with the maps per se, but just I'm not enthused with them. They just don't tickle my fancy, I guess. So I'm just not into this particular map, and so this playthrough, we're going to finish up the rice, and then we're going to call it. It's going to be the end of this series. It's not really something I'm enjoying a whole lot, and kind of got to the point of I have limited time to play and make content as it is, so I need to enjoy what I'm doing. So we're going to get through this next maybe couple 3 episodes of this series, kind of just work out the rice, and then we're going to move on to something else. I want to try something a little different. One of the things is I'm just really limited on time right now, as most of you can imagine. I started playing Farming Simulator basically during COVID, and so as everyone probably had on their hands plenty of its time, because there wasn't a whole lot to do. Things weren't open, things, lockdowns, all that kind of stuff. So I did have a lot more time to put into content creation. And then as, those restrictions stuff eased up, I was able to do more things, but I still, kind of poured myself into my channel, which eat up a lot of time. Took a lot of time away from my family and personal hobbies and other activities and such. So I don't want to go back to that. This is not, it's something I do for enjoyment. The little tiny bit of money that I make off YouTube is not really worth it at this point. It's just more for something I do for enjoyment, and it gives me time to play the game. So I want to enjoy my time playing it, and so I'm thinking about something a little different on my next series, and I think that'll give me some more time to actually play the game and enjoy it. So we'll have more to come on that soon. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up here pretty quick. All right, let's get over here, and I am going to need, let's see, can we just dump it right into the the silo right behind the trailer. Maybe we could swing in here. There we go. So just over 5,000 liters of long grain rice. And I'm not sure how much that's going to translate into as far as money. If we go over here to our stock checker, let's roll down to long grain rice. Uh, so it gets up to about 1,200 bucks, almost 1,300 bucks per 1,000 liters. So it's not going to be a whole lot. Maybe 6,000 bucks or so at the peak. Well, that's not enough. Almost emptied out here. And we'll take a look and see what our total figure is. So yeah, 5,428 liters. Currently valued at 55.99, so 5,600. Peak value. Oh wow! I need to sell it now. How about that? But only 6,000 bucks off of that field. Again, going back to my original statement, the fields are so small and the economics of the game, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. All right, so that was the long grain rice. Let's move down here to our, I guess this would be short grain rice. Oh, got a passer. Now we do probably have a lot more field area here. We have 3 or 4 fields back here that we can harvest. So let's go ahead and get started on it. Now it does look a little different, a little bit different, but you see it is ready to harvest too. One thing I noticed, my yield was only 87%. So I don't know if I did something wrong. Oh boy. I forgot. We need a different harvester. Oh, that's right. We've got to get our other harvester. So we need to do that here real quick. So let's see. Making sure I didn't buy it already. It has been a minute since I've been on this save. Let's just make sure we don't have it. I don't think we do. We have the planter, not the harvester. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our harvester for our rice. Like I said, never played with the rice here before, so this is a learning experience for me too. So yeah, we have the rice harvester, the Aseki harvester here, 95,000, and I don't have enough money. So since we are only going to play a couple more episodes, here's what we're going to do. Let's lease it. We're going to lease this one, and there we go. I should have had it delivered to the farm. Let me go grab it. We'll be back down here in just a moment. All right, well, this thing does not move very quickly, but we made it up here. We got a little bit of damage in the field, but we'll get over that. Let's see, so down, on, down, so no unfolding. A little bit different than a normal combine. And not a whole lot to do except turn it on and lower the header. Now, obviously, this is a much narrower header, I guess. I don't know if that would qualify as a header, but a much narrower path that we're going to take in the field. Let's see, you know, I'm going to turn, let's check the steering assist here, and let's let it go. Hey, man, I nailed it right there down the middle. Wow, yeah, so we're at 10% full at 200 liters. Wow, 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 wow. That is not going to be a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know how profitable rice is. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I got a little bit of harvesting to do. Although this little machine is kind of neat. It almost reminds me like a little skid steer or something, like a T-Rex Trex type skid steer. A lot of lights on it, and all the everything in here is in Japanese. Can't read anything. I guess green means go and orange means stop. Oh well. Well, let's keep going at it. All right, so we have built up the tank on that little harvester right at 2,000 liters. So I'm going to run over here and grab the trailer since we do have a little bit of distance between the field and the silo down here. And I hope that the auger on this little machine will reach over into this trailer. I didn't think about that when I bought it, so hopefully it will. All right, let's head on over here and get unloaded. Now I only got about half the field, maybe a little bit more than half the field done. So we still have quite a ways to go, but it just doesn't have a very big tank, this harvester. Tell you, the the trailer sounds on this particular mod are a little bit excessive. All the rattling, but it's kind of neat. Ooh, okay, so this is different. The pipe is on the other side, it looks like. Well, I'm going to pull on down right there. All right, let's go see if we can get this thing unloaded. All right, so pipe out. Can I move this thing? Let's see. Can we swing it around? What can we do? Up and down. And okay, so maybe we can swing it around? Nope. Not enough. Oh well. Alright, so we'll back out here. There we go. Yeah, so you see, yeah, probably maybe getting close to 2/3 of the field is done, considering I've already done the headlands. So, yeah, we're not going to get a whole lot off this field either. Alright. Now, I did mess up, too, on the other side of the field over there. Let's see if we can get the mouse in here. Let's see. Oh, can't get the mouse. There we go. Oh, nope. Nope, it won't come in. Anyhow, that far edge over there, you see the about where the F1 menu is. There's no crop stubble on the ground, and that's because I forgot to lower the header part of the machine. So I missed a little bit of the field, just trampled it down. Oh well, what can you do? But I do want to point out one thing. Let me get turned around here. Man, this thing is a little bit twitchy. Alright, so let's zoom in. So look at that. How it pulls it up the machine. It collects it in the front and then kind of puts it in, you know, folds it up and then brings it into the machine that way. That's pretty neat. Pretty good animation on that. I like that. Just steady feeding it in. That's neat. Alright, well, I got a lot more fuel to go. So let me keep on trucking. And then we'll see at the end how much we end up with. Alrighty, we got finished with all 3 of the fields over here. And we're about to get the last of the rice out of the harvester. You see we have 66, almost 6,700 liters in the trailer now. I don't think there's that much in the harvester currently. Yeah, so we're only up to 73.24. So we had what, almost 6,000. Well, we'll check that here in just a moment. So I don't know. I don't know if rice is. Oh, there's a deer. I don't know if rice is worth it. I really don't. We'd have to do this on a much larger scale, I think, for it to be very profitable. Now, could rice be put into some productions and get some money that way? I'm sure there are. But as it stands right now, I'm a little bit doubtful. All right, let's get this into the silo real quick here. So I think we ended up with just a little bit more of this type of rice. Let's take a look. So yeah, so we have 73.23 uh rice, and then 54.28 on the long grain. And hopefully we're not getting some thunder in the microphone. We got a bad storm coming up here while I'm recording. But anyhow, we're looking at a max value of about 15,000 for. Oh wow. Okay, so that's interesting. So it looks like the regular rice is worth nearly double what the long grain rice is worth. We're doubling our money here, so 2,000, just over $2,000 per 1,000 liters for the rice, and then about 1,000 per 1,000 liters for the long grain rice. So it looks like normal rice is the way to go. It's 15,000, another five. So we're just over 20,000, close to $21,000 in value for those two fields. So not great, not great, not terrible. I don't know. The economics of FS25 is seem to be quite a bit different than in previous games. So I don't know. We're not uh not sure yet on whether or not rice is profitable. So, I got to thinking while I was recording that this would be a good stopping point. We've harvested the field. We've gone through the entire process of planting, flooding the fields, harvesting the rice, seeing what the value is. I'm not impressed. We'll leave it at that. Maybe if somebody can get rice to be able to be planted in a large scale, like they do maybe like over in Louisiana and such, not necessarily having to flood the fields like we're having to do in the current version of the game, might be worth it. As of now, eh, it's not for me. Anyhow, new series coming up soon. We'll have more news on that shortly. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to click that thumbs up button if you have liked the series or liked this episode. And if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and click that button today. I'd certainly appreciate it. I hope each of you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next series. Bye for now.